okay here with my camera on?
All good, thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thanks very much for joining online. Unfortunately, our guest speaker is a little ill today, so we are unable to have the talk in person, but thank you very much, Issah, for taking the time to still join us online. It gives me great pleasure this morning to introduce Dr. Issah Seidu, a lecturer based at Kwame, Nkruma University of Science and Technology in Kumasi, Ghana. I actually first met Issah in Cape Town in 2019 at the 5th Southern African Shark and Ray Symposium, and we met again in Hermanus, in Gansbaai in 2021. So at the same conference. So we've known each other for a couple of years now. And Issah actually recently graduated with his PhD, where his project looked into various characteristics of the Elasmobranchs. So that means the shark, skates, and rays, and the Elasmobranch fisheries in Ghana, where he collected important data on catch frequency, catch composition, sex, size, and maturity structure of sharks and rays. And what's really important to emphasize is that Issah's project is actually the first comprehensive fisheries data on sharks and rays ever in Ghana. And before Issah's study, there was basically no basic information on the species. There was no management strategies. And through his work, he's also conducted after-work meetings with fishers and local communities to support conservation of these animals in West Coast Ghana, especially those particularly at risk. These are species like your guitarfish and your rhino rays. The data that Issah has collected has also contributed to the IUCN Red List assessment of 28 West African endemic and near endemic shark species. Issah is also the founder and team member of Aqualife, and that is dedicated to the research and conservation of sharks and rays in Ghana. A network of trained local volunteers and like-minded students are through this program being trained to collect fisheries data on shark-like rays and other threatened Elasmobranch species, and further spearhead the conservation of these species in various communities. Issah will be spending the week with us at SAIAB, so if you do see him around, please say hi. And he'll be spending some time with us learning more about acoustic telemetry and baited remote underwater video surveys with two of SAIAB's marine platforms, the acoustic tracking array platform and the marine remote imagery platform. So Issah, we look forward to your talk this morning. And with that, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the nice introduction. I really appreciate it. Well, it's a great pleasure having me to come all the way from Ghana to actually learn telemetry as well as the baited remote and the video system. Actually, it's into my work in Ghana. And am I still on? Can you hear me? Because my line
Yes, we can hear you, Issah.
Okay,
You can go ahead.
So actually, at Aqualife Conservancy, I'm the team leader of Aqualife Conservancy, and at Aqualife Conservancy, I am pioneering research and conservation of sharks and rays among fishing communities in Ghana. And please excuse me, just give me some few minutes. Sorry, somebody was just knocking my door. Okay, so at Aqualife Conservancy, I am actually the Aqualife Conservancy, and I'm currently pioneering research and conservation work on sharks and rays of my research. But of course, in Ghana, our research on sharks and rays is still at the infancy, which means we have not advanced yet. And my research really seeks to collect key baseline information that can be leveraged to develop management and preservation strategies to mitigate threat to some of these species. Because we don't have conservation strategies, yet we don't have any management strategies specifically dedicated to sharks and rays. So what I'm trying to do is to collect key baseline information, duty baseline information that we can leverage to develop this management strategy. And except of my presentation, we focus on some of my research output as well as my conservation output I have been able to do so far. Hey, okay. So without much ado, let me move to the presentation itself. My presentation is actually Ghana and fisheries activities. I'll touch a little on it so that you have a fair idea of what our fisheries activities are, especially the artisanal fisheries. And then I will also talk about my motivation for moving from the study of dragonflies to now the study and dedication to the conservation of sharks and rays. Actually, I started working on dragonflies and damselflies, and I was doing marvelously well in that area. But something tremendous happened in my life that actually motivated me to move from the study of dragonflies to damselflies to now studying sharks and rays. So I'll tell you the major reason why I did this switch. I will also touch on the various my research output. I've done a lot, but for the sake of time, I will just talk a brief about my 3 research outputs, and then I will then zero in my conservation output. We are actually instigated community-driven conservation programs just to safeguard, just to mitigate threat to these species, and I also talk about that. So actually, Ghana is a maritime country in the West Africa sub-region, and is bordered to Burkina Faso in the north, Cote d'Ivoire in the west, Togo in the east, and then the Gulf of Guinea in the south. The coastline of Ghana is approximately 550 kilometers. It's a host to many industrial, semi-industrial artisanal fisheries. Artisanal fisheries alone actually contribute to 80% of our total annual fish stock, and it's been operated by over 150,000 fishers along 350 fishing, which means they mostly go to the sea, do the fishing, and bring the catch to the various landing beaches.
Issah, I think we've lost you. If you can just reshare your presentation. Yeah, you can turn off your camera, Issah. It might help with the connection as well.
Oh, okay. So can you see?
Yes, we can see your presentation.
I want to get to
just put it in full view.
Is it okay now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So do I have to start afresh? Now, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So let me start afresh. Actually, what I wanted to talk about Ghana and its fisheries activities. I wanted to touch a little bit on Ghana and our fisheries activities so that I have a fair idea of what our fisheries activities are. So Ghana is actually a maritime country in the West Africa sub-region, and it has been bordered by the Burkina Faso in the north, Cote d'Ivoire in the west, Togo in the east, and the Gulf of Guinea in the south. The coastline of Ghana is approximately 550 kilometers, which is the host to many industrial and industrial artisanal fisheries. Artisanal fisheries alone contribute to 80% of our total annual fish stock, and it's being operated by 150,000 fishers along 350 landing beaches. So men are typically into fishing, which means they go to the sea, do the fishing, and bring the catch to the various landing beaches. And there's a taboo in the various fishing community that prohibits women from going to the sea. because women are not allowed to go to the sea, and they are actively engaged in post-harvesting activities such as fish processing and fish trading. Okay, so why did I get involved in shark studies? Because I was doing marvelously well in dragonflies and dragonflies. I did my master's, my bachelor degree in dragonfly and dragonfly, and I had series of publication on that. But something tremendous happened in my life that actually changed my perspective in conservation. So that actually geared my conservation and my research towards sharks. So I want to touch on it a little bit. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, all clear.
Yeah, it seems it keeps on breaking, so I have to be asking whether you guys are hearing me or not consistently.
No problem.
Okay. So actually, I was born and raised in the middle belt of Ghana, and I was born close to a community, I was born actually in a community which was close to a protected area called Owabe Wildlife Sanctuary. And through this protected area, we were able to see terrestrial animals. So terrestrial plant community, terrestrial animals were actually surrounding us. So we used to see so many of these species, and we did not have the opportunity to see the sea. So we never even dreamt of working on the sea, let alone work on sharks and reefs. So the opportunity to see this terrestrial animal actually inspired me to take up a course to study BSc Natural Resource Management in the Kwame College for Science and Technology. So during my BSc program, I studied dragonflies and dragonflies. And for my master's degree too, I was also studying dragonflies and dragonflies. And during my master's degree, we were championing the conservation of terrestrial species as elephants, crocodiles, amphibians, primates, amongst others. So we did not actually have the opportunity to even see the sea, let alone dream of working on sharks and reefs. So after my master's degree, I paid a visit to my uncle in Disco. And Disco is a coastal fishing community in Ghana where majority of the fishermen have actually switched gears to target sharks and reefs to safeguard their livelihood. There has actually been a tremendous decline in teleos, that the bony fish, and fishermen in response to this decline have now switched gears from their traditional beach and piston to now using DJN and bottom set net gill nets. And these bottom set net gill nets and the DJ and the drift gill net gears are used to target sharks and rays in the wake of this continuous decline of the teleos. So in the morning, hello?
Continue, Issah. We'll let you know if we can hear you.
Okay. So in the morning, first in this group in the morning, I went to the various mountain beaches and I saw loads of sharks and rays being displayed for auction for sale. So that was my first time of seeing sharks and rays. And as a conservationist, I wanted to satisfy my curiosity to know the types of shark species and their conservation status. So I went directly to the IUCN to check the various types of species we have in Ghana. And when I went there, I saw something that really shocked me. There were 72 species that were listed in Ghana. And out of these 72 species, close to 70% of these species of sharks and rays in Ghana were listed as vulnerable, endangered, and critically endangered. And 2 species were also listed as possibly extinct in the country. So I was shocked about this revelation, and I wanted to dig deeper to find out information about the species in the country and across West Africa. I was also shocked to find out that there's absolutely no information on sharks and rays in Ghana, no scientific publication, no report, no conservation activities, nothing is going on. So I said to myself that these species are silently going extinct. Most of the species are silently going extinct. And the fishermen are also not aware of the extinction risk of these species, and they are targeting sharks and ray species without any recourse to conservation. It seems nobody cares. No conservation in the country cares. No scientists actually care about the species. So day in, day out, my passion to work on this species kept on increasing until in September 2018. I finally decided to work on the species to collect at least key baseline information that can be leveraged to develop management strategies to safeguard the species. So long and short, my motivation to work with the species actually stems from three major factors. First, the extinction rates of the species. Sharks and rays, we all know, are threatened with extinction. Many of these species, globally, 37% of these species are threatened with extinction. And we narrow it to Ghana, over 70% of these species are threatened with extinction. Two species from the sword fishes, Pretus pretus and Pretus patinata, are already extinct in Ghana and across many ranges in West Africa. So something urgent needs to be done to mitigate threat to these species across West Africa region. Secondly, it has to do with the over-reliance on the species. Now, sharks and rays are no longer bycatch in artisanal fishery. They are rather target in many artisanal fisheries in Ghana and across many West African states. Because as a fisherman, if you're a fisherman and you're using DJM, bottom set net gill, and long lines, your aim is to target these species. And DGS are mostly used in Ghana to target these species without any recourse to conservation. As a fisherman, if you're able to catch shark species, you get double double benefit in terms of the sale of the meat and the fins. So every fisherman in this group, every fisherman in many fishing communities in Ghana are now targeting these species to at least get a fin to sell, to get high value income, as well as the meat, which are also sold for their income as well as their sustenance. And lastly, the lack of key baseline information. When I started my work in 2018, there was absolutely no information on the species at that time. And this baseline information, are also critically needed to devise management strategy. And that was the foundation of my work. So my foundation for studying sharks and rays was actually premised on the lack of key baseline information and needed that baseline information to devise management strategy to also champion their conservation in their various communities. So for this foundation, it leads me to my various research outputs. And the first research output I'll talk about the fishes ecological knowledge. This particular research actually focused on the ecological knowledge of fishes. What are the various knowledge? What are the various ecological clues they use in enhancing their fishing operation? So this study has been published in two different journals, the Human Ecology Journal, as well as the Marine Policy Journal. And the aim of the study was to document fishes, knowledge on sharks, rays, and the type of fish. So here, for the sake of time, and for this presentation, I'll be focusing solely on the ecological factors influencing fishing operation. So the ecological knowledge on sharks and rays and the type fish can be found in the paper that I have actually projected. So the study was conducted in 5 key fishing communities in Ghana. And these are the Azim, Disco, Buzia, Ajwa, and Shamaa communities, all located along the west and central coast of Ghana. And these communities are well known in their predominant in shark and ray fisheries. So that's the more reason why I chose these 5 communities for my study. So I used the convenience sampling and the snowball sampling scheme to select fishes for the interview. So the convenience sampling scheme was actually used to select active fishes, and active fishes are fishes who are still going to the sea. And I use the snowball sampling scheme to select the retired fishes. The retired fishes are fishes who are no longer going to the sea, but they do own canoe to support their livelihood. So they double as canoe owners. And I conducted face-to-face interview to 2,001 fishes, and also conducted focus group discussing each of the community to collect information that can be used to support my interview data. And I also did personal observation by organizing series of meetings in small groups just to build trust from the fishers. Because some of the shark fins, the fin traders, have actually, initially when I started my work, some of the fin traders were brainwashing. We're actually brainwashing the canoe owners, the fishers, and the fishers were actually aware of the global controversy surrounding sharks. So it became so difficult for them to work with us at the initial stage. We needed to organize series of meetings in small groups just to give them the rationale, the reason why we are actually embarking on this project, and we also engage them actively in their various activities. You can see me fully supporting the fishermen to pull mobile species from the shore. And we did all this activity, we engaged in all this activity just to build trust from the fishers, which really helped us in getting key information from the fishermen. And the result, fishers were able to describe 6 categories of local knowledge they use as ecological clues. And these are the moon phenomenon, the season weather condition, the beta, the sea bass and fish movement, color of seawater, and the sea current. 94% of the fishers actually indicated that the moon affects their ability to catch sharks. The fishers reported that the fishers actually reported that the full moon does not give them good condition for catching high amount of sharks because the full moon makes the water more transparent for the sharks and other pelagic species to see and avoid their jails. So to the fishers, the best period to go fishing is when there is partial or no moon, as they're able to get substantial catch due to the opaqueness of the water. And all fishers also stated that the bait types influence the catch of sharks. And fishers listed the types of bait they use to target shark species, such as dolphins, flying fish, sardinas, anchovies, fresh pork. But they actually prefer dolphins over all these stated baits because they believe that the dolphins actually have high blood and oil content, which are good attractants to sharks. They also believe that the dolphins actually have bright color, and the bright color and the shiny nature of the dolphins are also good attractants to sharks. So 88% of the fishers also reported the sea bears play a key role in giving them clues to potential fishing areas. So some fishers believe that some bears have the ability to see below the water to feed on smaller individuals of fishes, which invariably serve as food to large pelagic species such as sharks and billfish. So whenever they go to the sea, and therefore they see lots of sea bears hovering on the surface of the water and dipping their beak in the water, is an indication that there is abundant sharks and other pelagic species. So therefore they set their net in that area to target these species. Majority of the fishers also reported the sea currents have a significant impact on their fishing. And fishers were able to describe 2 major sea currents that enhance their fishing operation or that affect their fishing operation. The Issah current, they indicated that they are very slow and therefore provide conducive environment for catching high sharks and other pelagic species. The westward current, they indicated, are very strong, and these westward currents drift or transport sharks and other pelagic species from their fishing zone, and therefore do not provide them conducive environment for fishing. So fishers also reported 5 different colors of seawater that they use to enhance their fishing operation. The deep blue color, the light blue, the red green, the red and the yellow water. The deep blue color is the most preferred water for fishers. There's a term as adumsu, which means divine water. So as a fisher, if you're able to chance on divine water, there is high tendency of getting bountiful catch. And the fisher indicated that the divine water actually occurs unpredictably once every year. It occurs between August to November, but it does not last for more than 2 years. So every fisherman actually aspires to chance on the divine water, because if you are able to chance on the divine water, there's high tendency of you getting bountiful sharks, billfish, rays, and guitar fish. And the green water was also the second most preferred water for these shark fishers. And they prefer this because it also gives them substantial sharks, tuna, and other billfish. Now, my second research output, I'll talk about socio-economic and trade dynamics of sharks. And this study actually focused specifically on sharks. So there was no component on guitar fish, no components on rays as well. The focus was actually on sharks. And the paper has been published in the Fish Research Journal. The aim of the paper was to characterize existing livelihood strategies and the contribution of shark fisheries to fishers and traders' livelihood, income, and sustenance. So this study was conducted in 3 different shark-dominated fishing communities, including Azim, Bisco, and Shamal communities, all located along the west coast of Ghana. And I selected this community because they are well known and they are dominant in shark fisheries. So I used the convenience sampling scheme to select fishers and traders for this particular study. And I conducted an interview with a total of 85 respondents. This consisted of 58 fishers and 27 traders. I also conducted interviews with the canoe owners to collect information on shark fin trade, because the canoe owners are solely responsible for the trade of shark fins. Because if you go and ask a trader, if you go and ask a fisher about the shark fin trade, he may not be able to tell you. For the canoe owners, they are fully responsible for the trade of shark fins. So they use the proceeds from the shark fins to support their canoe operation, support their fishing operation. So my interview question focused on the demographics of the respondent, the leverage strategies, the fallback level options. The fallback level options are leverage strategies that fishers and traders actually prefer to rely on if there should be a ban on exploitation of sharks. And the satisfaction level, I also collect information on the satisfaction level, the main uses in sale price of commercially important shark product, the trade dynamics including where the meat and fins are sold, as well as the changes in average prices of shark fins. So I actually asked the fishermen to characterize their various livelihood strategies, as well as the total amount of income they generate from all these livelihood strategies. And per our results, we found out that fishing was the primary source of income for fishers, and this constituted 58.5% of their total income. The second most important livelihood strategy was fish processing. This constituted 16.0%, followed by fish retailing, constituting 13.3%. So other livelihood strategies such as artisanship, as well as small businesses, contributed significantly, somehow significantly, to the fishers' livelihood, but less than 5% of their total income. But it was somehow okay, because we are actually shocked that some of the fishermen were actually engaging in small businesses and artisanship as well. Because initially, when we started, we didn't believe that some fishermen were actually engaged in other alternative livelihood. So this actually became a very prominent result to us. Now, the income from shark fisheries. So many shark fishers and traders generated between 80 to 100% of their income from sharks. And this was more pronounced in Azim and Disco communities, where close to 70% of these respondents generated between 80 to 100% of their income from sharks. But when we go to the Shamal community, only 35% of the respondents generated between 80 to 100% of their income from sharks, which means that some of the respondents actually indicated to us that they actually targeting other marine resources. So therefore, their target actually combines with the shark species for them to get high income. Now, consumption pattern of shark. We actually asked the fishers in the traded categorize their consumption of shark meat into 4 different categories as often, once or more per week, sometimes, once or few times per month, rarely, once or few times per year, and never. So when we asked them to categorize it and per analysis, we found out that the consumption of shark meat were common among these respondents and among these fishing communities. For example, when you go to Azim community, all the respondents indicated that they consume sharks often or sometimes, which was quite alarming to us. And in the Disco community, 65% of the fishers indicated that they consume sharks often. When it comes to the Shamal community, only 70% of the fishers indicated that they consume sharks often. And so to support the increasing incident or rate of consumption of shark meat among the fishers and traders in the study communities, the fisher in Azim actually indicated to us, and I report, let me tell you, my son, every fish in the sea is meat and so are sharks. We eat and sell what our hands possess. We do not have any choice in our consumption because we do not get diverse fish as we used to do in the previous years. Shark and whale meat are increasingly sustaining our home these days. So this fisherman is trying to reiterate what is happening in their various community. As I said earlier, there has been a tremendous decline in teleos. So the fishermen are no longer getting diversity in their catch. and some are solely dependent on sharks and rays for their consumption, for their cash income. So this fisherman is trying to rehash or reiterate what is happening in their various communities. Now, shark fin trade. Here, the focus was actually on the canoe owners. We asked the canoe owners to give us the average prices of the shark fins of all the shark species they catch from the time period from 2005 to 2020. So the focus was actually 2005 to 2010, when most of the fishermen actually noticed a significant decline in the catch of sharks. The 2011 to 2013 is when there was a ban on exploitation of shark fins. The government at that time believed that the shark fin trade was actually used as conduit to smuggle narcotics such as cocaine into the country. So there was a ban to pave way for investigation to commence. And the 2014-2015 is when the ban was actually lifted. The 2018 to 2020 is when I started my data collection, my interaction with the fishermen, and I started the data collection in 2020. So the fishermen actually got familiar with me, and they were able to donate information willingly. So per analysis, we found that the price of all shark fins actually reduced tremendously in the 2011 to 2013 when there was a ban on exploitation and the trade of shark fins. And then astronomically increased in 2014 to 2015 when the ban was lifted. And then from 2015, the prices of all the shark fin and all the shark species increased steadily until 2018. However, after 2018, the price have remained virtually stable till now, even till now, till 2024. The prices remain somehow stable. So species such as blue sharks, as well as treasure shark, consistently had the least valuable fins in the local market. And the species such as the hammerhead sharks and the bull shark also consistently had the most valuable fins in the local market. So if you want a valuable fins in the local market in Ghana, even across African states, then you are focusing on the hammerhead sharks and the bull shark. They're the most valuable fins in the local market. And fishers, actually, every fisher actually aspires to get hammerhead shark. So if you're able to get hammerhead shark, you sell the fins alone at a very exorbitant price. So the 90% of fishers also sold their meat to local merchants. And these local merchants move from one community to another to sell meat from the fishers. And after selling the meat, they slice the meat into pieces. They salt it, dry it, or smoke it, and then sell to the local consumers at a very high price. And 67% of the fishers also sold their fins to foreign merchants. And these foreign merchants are coming from countries such as Mauritania, Gambia, Senegal, and Benin. So they come to Ghana, settle at the outskirts of the various communities, and the canoe owners actually take their fins to them for them to buy. Now, fallback level options. So these fallback level options are options that fishers actually prefer to rely on if there should be a ban on exploitation of shark products in Ghana. So I asked the fisher to give us the level of strategy that they actually prefer to rely on. And many of the fishers and traders actually prefer to rely on small business. So the fishers define small business they prefer to rely on as purchasing and selling of men clothing, men's slippers, men's shoes, as well as men underwear in the local market. However, the traders also prefer to rely on small businesses such as purchasing and selling of food items and assortment in kiosks. The transportation business was also the second most important level strategy that fishers and traders prefer to rely on. This is followed by artisanships such as mason, tailoring, as well as carpentry. As a level of fishers and traders, here we are they actually derive from the sale of the shark product fishing job. So 60% of the fishers actually were disgruntled with the income they get from the sale of their meat. So to them, they believe that the traders are really cheating them with the prices they offer to them on the meat. And 90% of the traders were also satisfied with their income from the sale of their shark meat. For the traders, they sell the milk directly to the consumers. So they're able to bargain for a high price from the consumers. So therefore, they were satisfied with the income they derive from the sale of their meat. And 75% and 95% of the fishers and traders respectively were also satisfied with their fishing as a livelihood. And this was so because they saw the fishing as their last safety net. They saw fishing as the last available job that their parents actually taught them. They do not have any side job. Most of them do not have any side job. And so therefore, they tend to be okay with a little income, with the income they derive, with their work that they are also doing in their fishing. Now, my next research output is the participatory landing site study. So with this work, I actually trained 2 local volunteers from 5 different communities, and then I stationed these local volunteers, and I tasked them to help us collect landing site data on sharks that are being landed near. So the work has also been published in the Regional Studies in Marine Science, and the aim of it is as well as the size, sex, and maturity composition of all species in land. So for the sake of time, the focus of this presentation will be on the species season variability. So more information can actually be gotten from the publication from the Regional Studies in Marine Science. This is actually the first detailed information on landings and market site of sharks in Ghana. We conducted a tri-weekly landing survey in 5 different communities by the local volunteers and myself and 2 other team members. And sharks and rays were actually sampled for 28 days in the minor rainy season, 45 days in the major rainy season, 35 days in the dry season. We collected the standard total and the sex maturity level of all species we encountered were also recorded. So the results. We recorded a total of 2,165 individuals of Elasmobranchs, and this constituted 1,414 sharks and 743 rays. The Elasmobranchs that had their fins actually chopped off were actually excluded from the analysis. And let's remember that were butchered on the sea were also excluded from analysis. So our focus was actually on let's remember that were landed wholly, because some of the species were difficult to actually identify if certain parts were chopped off. So we also recorded a total of 34 species encompassing 20 sharks and 14 ray species. The blue shark actually dominated the shark landing, constituting 81% of the total shark. The Raja Pava also dominated the ray landing, and they constituted 30% of the total rays. So other important ray species, such as Prototrigon species, also constituted less than 30% of total ray landing. The Prototrigon species encompasses Prototrigon margarita and Prototrigon margaritera. Because we are unable to distinguish these 2 species, we actually jam them together. Is in the identification into the grouping for the analysis. Now, spatial variability of Elasmobranch. Here we compare Elasmobranch catch among the various communities to see the community that had the highest landing of Elasmobranch. We found out that Shama actually exhibited the highest shark catch. This was followed by the Azim community. When we talk about the ray catch, Azim actually exhibited the highest ray catch, and this was followed by the Adra community. And per our analysis, there was no significant difference in shark catch among these communities. But per our analysis, there was actually significant difference in shark catch among the various communities. However, for the race, there was actually no significant difference among the ray catch among the various communities. So for the season variability, we are actually comparing the season to know the seasons that the fishermen were actually getting more sharks, more rays in the sea, and then they were landing more rays and sharks on the various landing beaches. And we found out that the minor rainy season exhibited the highest shark landed. So the minor rainy season was the season where most of the fishermen were actually landed sharks. And for the rays, We also found that the dry season was the period most of the fishermen landed the race species. When we compare the seasonal variation among the various seasons, we found that the shark abundance varies across the season. But for the race, there was obviously no seasonal variation among the races, landed among the various seasons. Now, part 4, the last part talked about my conservation aspect. Actually, Aqualife, we have actually instigated a series of community-driven conservation programs, and our purpose is to try to ease our pressure on the sharks and rays, as well as to create awareness on the extinction risk of these species among these fishing communities. So, from our impact that we've made from 2019 to 2020, so far we have actually engaged a total of 18 fishing communities. In these 18 communities, we have collected key information from these communities through our community engagement, through our land inside data collection, and we have also trained a series of fishermen and boat captains in spatial data collection. They are also supporting us in collecting spatial data on the fishing trajectory, their fishing pattern, their core fishing areas. We've also conducted a series of meetings in small groups with the fishermen and traders to at least create awareness on the extinction risk of the species. And we have also used community education programs after work meeting, religious conservation program to create awareness on the extinction risk, on the plight of sharks and rays. So we have also conducted a series of beach cleaning exercises with this committee and donated a total of 30 package bin to them. And we've piloted snail run and soap making with a total of 38 participants. So the focus of this program was actually to adapt fishermen who target sharks and rays. And then we train them in snail rearing. We give them the various resources they need to implement this snail rearing and soap making. And after that, we also give them resource personnel who will be monitoring their activity to us for their activity to be somehow effective. So the soap making was actually geared towards the traders. We also train the traders in soap making, and we give them the resources to implement it. And they are doing fantastically well in their various communities. So we've also recorded a total of 28 sharks and 19 rays, and provided comprehensive information on each of the species we recorded. And through this important data, we've actually reported the reassessment of 28 endemic and near-endemic West African sharks and rays. We've also contributed data that has been used for the listing of targeted fish species on CITES Appendix 3. And we have actually built capacity and currently still building capacity of fishers as well as students in shark identification, monitoring and sampling protocols. So far, we built capacity of 17 fishers and 4 students. I'm currently having 2 master students who are, one is working on sharks and rays, and the other is also working on billfish. And I'm trying to provide them, trying to inspire them to cover a niche for themselves in sharks and ray conservation. And I've also trained a total of 4 boat captains in special data collection. So they use the GPS tracking device and the GPS to track their fishing trajectory, their fishing pattern, their core fishing areas, as well as potential nursery site of guitar fish and rays. So our aim is to leverage on the information they provide to designate and locally manage marine areas for guitar fish and rays conservation in Ghana. So my big vision, we are actually in the right course. We are linking up with various governmental bodies, various stakeholders such as the Fisheries Commission, the Environmental Protection Agency, the fishermen, the traders, the traditional authorities to devise conservation strategies for sharks and rays in Ghana. We are hoping that by the end of this year, this conservation strategy should be ready. And we are also in the process of trying to establish a locally managed marine area Ogota fish and race in the rural fishing community. So I'm also having a series of discussion on the potential to establish a first NPA in Ghana. This is the more reason why I came to South Africa to learn the better remote and the video system in telemetry so as to incorporate in the designation of this NPA in the local management area. Thank you very much for your attention.
Wow, thanks very much, Issah. It's very impressive what you have achieved over the last couple of years, and just listening how you've been working with the community and really getting their buy-in and working with them to learn so much more about their species it's really inspiring, and I think it's such a important lesson for everyone in how you can include the local communities. You don't have to work against people, you can work with them. So I think that's really, really nice. Yeah, and just impressive results all around. And so such a wonderful contribution to science. I mean, you're filling in literally a massive data gap. So just really, really interesting. Thank you very much. So with that, do we have, I'm just going to check if we've got some questions. Q, I see you've got one in the chat box. I think I'll just read it aloud, although I know that all of you are online and you can read the questions, but anyway, we'll give it a bash. Q, you ask, I believe you mentioned that dolphin is used as bait for sharks. Are dolphins caught specifically for bait or also for human consumption?
Can you come again the question?
Can you see
come again, please, the question?
Can you see the chat, Issah?
My line is breaking, so I couldn't hear the question well.
Okay, I'm just going to turn my camera off.
Okay.
So the question was...
Yeah, I think that I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, believe if dolphins are caught specifically for bait or are they also caught for eating?
Yeah, hold on for me.
So they're also caught for eating.
Okay, good. Yeah. Hello.
Issah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Do we have any other questions for Issah?
Okay. So do I answer? I want to answer the question.
Oh, sorry, I thought you must have broken up. Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, so the question goes like, great talk, thank you. I believe you mentioned that dolphins is used as bait for sharks. Are the dolphins caught specifically for bait or also for human consumption? Yeah, actually, the major reason why dolphins are caught in Ghana is specifically for bait to target shark species. But I also know that some fishermen, some traders, and some community members also eat dolphins. But the emphasis is actually to attract sharks, to get substantial catch of sharks. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's great. Are there any other questions for Issah? No other questions at all?
Wow.
If there are no other questions, I really hope that everyone feels very inspired by Issah's talk. It just shows how much change one individual really can make. So Issah, I think we're going to call it there. But thank you very much for still joining us online, even though you're feeling a little bit under the weather. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at SAIAB, where we can talk more about some telemetry and some browse. So thank you very much,
Okay.
and thank you very much to everybody that's been that's joined us online this morning.
Okay, thank you for having me. I really appreciate for giving me the opportunity to present my work. I appreciate your time you spent to listen to this talk. Thank you.
Great, thanks very much, Issah. Thanks everyone for joining.